Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow for a simple Sunday video. It's not actually Sunday here, it's New Year's Eve and it's so quiet in the house that I thought I would just take the opportunity to make some of my videos and make some of my thank you cards for school. And I like to send cards to the children who have sent me a card or a gift or something for Christmas. And I've been using up a lot of my older designer series paper and my older card. And it was such an easy design to use that I thought I would make it today for you. And you can see that, you can have it this way up, you can have it horizontal, you can put the little piece of focus paper at the top, you can put it, let me find one where it's at the bottom, you can put it at the bottom. It just depended on how big a piece of paper I had left as to whether it went the top or the bottom. So let me show you what we're going to make it with though today. I'm going to use this designer series paper that demonstrators could buy during December with the little mini paper trimmer. If you sign up as a demonstrator between January and March, you get this little pack of paper free and the trimmer and a stamp set of your own desire as well. It's really quite a good offer for joining this quarter, and there will be details on my blog and on my Facebook page. Or if you don't have a Canadian demonstrator and you would like the catalogue, drop me a line and I'll make sure that you get one. Okay. But this set of paper has lots in from the new suites in the mini catalogue that starts January the 3rd. So I'm loving this little one. But I'm using the poppy paper. I'm not doing much in the way of stamping today. I'm going to use these little embellishments that also come in the poppy suite, and it's called Peaceful Poppies Elements. And inside, there are little pre-printed, pre-coloured pieces. There are vellum shapes. This might be quite difficult to see on the camera actually. Let's see if I can put something dark behind it. Maybe that's a little bit better. They're already like embossed on vellum. You can just colour them in or just add them to a project. There are some pieces that are on watercolour paper ready for you to colour. There are these, the two sheets of these that have little elements, circles and banner shapes and things. And so I thought I would start to use these, and it made really an easy card. This is the card that I made. See, it's exactly the same as these ones, just that same design, and it really is a simple card. And I popped another one of the little elements inside. So let's start to make this one, and I can show you how easy it is. If you need the sizings or anything, pop over to my blog because the sizes are always on there. I don't always remember to say the sizes on my YouTube channel, and I don't always remember to write them down afterwards, but if you go to the blog, you know for sure that they'll be there. So I've started off just with thick Whisper White, and then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, and I have two pieces of the designer series paper. Now, you can choose how big you have your strip, your narrower strip. On some of them, see, I've got a 2-inch piece. On some where I didn't have quite so much left, let me see if I can find one. Somewhere I didn't have quite so much left, it was only a 1.5-inch strip, but it doesn't matter. It is whatever you have. So on this one, I actually am going to have the narrower strip in the striped paper, and the main focus paper is the bigger piece. But on a lot of my cards, the main focus piece has been the narrow strip, and the larger piece has been just the background paper. So, and also, I must admit that on most of the cards, I had a piece, say like this, that filled the whole card, and then I put a little strip at the top or the bottom. But for this one, because I was using up pieces, it's actually a bit more of a patchwork. So let's attach that. I'm going to attach it with my snail. Oops. I can't believe how quiet it is today. I thought for sure there'll be lots of people around playing on the golf course at the back of me, and there's just nobody about. So it's really nice for videoing today. I don't have to worry about what's going on outside. Let's add this. And you have only got a tiny weeny little border around this, but that's fine. That's all you need. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little piece of ribbon across here. And the only ribbon I have from the new catalogue so far is the seam binding. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to attach it with tear and tape. And I'm putting the tear and tape, sort of butting it up to this edge here. And just straight across the card. Put that down, I don't need that anymore. And then here's the seam binding. It isn't as thick as some of the ribbons. You can see the pattern through it slightly. But what I have found is good to do with it is to take a blender pen. Let's just get one and show you. And you can colour. If you lay it down on paper and colour all the way across it, it takes the colour really nicely. And so then it matches any of the projects you want to make and any of the papers. But I'm just going to put this up to that little green edge there. And then let's cut the excess off at the back. If you didn't want to trim down the edges, you could put adhesive on these sides and fold it over. But I'm just going to trim the edges today. Okay. So you can see, if you look really carefully, you can see through this ribbon. If you want a thicker ribbon on there, just use one of your other ribbons and you won't be able to see it then. Okay, and then this is ready to attach to the front of our card, and I'm going to attach it with wet glue just so that if I don't get it straight, I can wriggle it around a little bit. And remember, you don't need a lot of this wet glue, this multi-purpose glue, because otherwise you get it squishing out of the edges, and you really don't need much. You don't want it to be pooling and have lots of glue at the sides. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to use those elements that I showed you, these black ones. I'm going to use that as the base for our thank you. Oh, I've got a little piece of that seam binding stuck on my finger. It is quite static, I've found, and I don't know if that's just sort of because we're so high above sea level here, and I don't know, the altitude makes some kind of a difference. I'm really not sure, but it is a bit static. Okay, so there we are, that's that glued on. Now I just need to stamp a thank you, and I'm still using the stamps from the Looking Up kit. There are lots of stamps in the Poppies set that you could use, or something that you already have, but I just love the font on this thanks so much. So that's what I'm using again. And I've got my black Memento ink, and I already have the stamp inked and ready to go. Let's just pop that in the middle. There we go. See, it's such a nice font, that. And I think it doesn't matter if it's, for a male card or a female card. It is a really nice one. Okay, and then I'm just putting it in my 1 3/4 inch punch, just because that's the one I have on the table at the moment. Let's get rid of that piece, and we don't need the punch again. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, just to give it a little bit of volume. There we go. I'm just going to add this to here. And if you wanted to see more of this design, just cut out with a smaller punch. As I said, that was just the one I happen to have on my table at the moment, so that's the one I used. Okay, now I need those little pieces from the embellishment pack that I showed you. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it over the edge up here. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals at the top and a little bit of wet glue at the bottom. So let's get those dimensionals on. And that's because this piece is already raised, so we need it to be the same kind of height. Otherwise it will just bend when it's in the envelope and won't look so good. Okay, now I'm just going to measure to see where my glue is going to go. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little ring of glue here, just on that very edge. And that will just keep it stuck onto the card as well. There we are. So that's that attached. And then the other little piece, I'm just going to glue on the inside. And I will make a matching envelope as well. I don't have my envelopes on the table right now, but I will make sure that I use another piece of the DSP, one of these 2 pieces, so that it matches. And then it all looks pretty. So there we are. That's my very simple Sunday card for today. And I think that's a really pretty little card. It doesn't have to say thanks. You could make it a happy birthday, or get well soon, or thinking of you, whatever you wanted. But I hope you enjoyed that project. Have a wonderful new year, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.